Idealism is the belief that reality is fundamentally mental, meaning everything we perceive comes from ideas, thoughts, or consciousness rather than physical objects. In other words, idea comes before matter. According to idealists, ideas don't just reflect the world, they actually give birth to it. For example, before a chair exists, physically, someone had to first imagine its design, purpose, and form. Without that initial idea, the chair would never come into being. You think about it. Can you prove that the chair you are sitting on exists if no one is around to perceive it? Idealists argue that without a mind to observe and interpret it, the chair has no existence beyond an idea. Take this a step further. Imagine walking into a room filled with furniture. Each piece, the table, the lamp, the couch, only holds meaning because someone thought of it, designed it, and gave it purpose. Without those original ideas, none of these objects would exist in the first place. One of the most famous proponents of idealism was the 18th century philosopher George Berkeley. He famously declared esse est percipi, which means to be is to be perceived. Berkeley argued that all things, trees, mountains, even stars, are collections of sensations experienced by conscious beings. If there were no minds to perceive them, these objects wouldn't exist. To address the question of whether the world disappears and when no one is looking, Berkeley suggested that God's eternal perception keeps everything intact, a divine observer ensuring continuity. Idealism isn't limited to philosophy. It influences art, literature, and even everyday thinking. For example, romantic poets like William Wordsworth celebrated the power of imagination and emotion over cold material facts. In his poem Tinton Abbey, Wordsworth reflects on how nature inspires a deep spiritual connection, suggesting that our inner experiences shape the external world more than we realize. This focus on the subjective experience aligns perfectly with idealist thought. Idealism challenges us to rethink what we take for granted. Most people assume the physical world exists independently of us. This idea has profound implications for fields like psychology, neuroscience, and quantum physics, where researchers deal with the relationship between mind and matter. When you put on a VR headset, your senses are convinced you are somewhere else, even though none of it physically exists. So next time someone asks you what idealism is, imagine explaining it like this. It's like saying the world isn't made of bricks and stones, it's made of dreams, thoughts, and the way we see it.